What's up, everyone? This is Dalton coming to you live with a game of Mortal Shell. This is PlayStation 5 Enhanced Edition with the updated playthrough. So with the updated playthrough, you can kind of get some extra weapons, have a little bit extra to the story mode. It's definitely an interesting, been one of the more interesting games I think I've played, to be honest. It's really not too challenging, especially once you kind of get the gameplay down. Personally, this is probably one of my favorite characters right here. As you can see, his health bar significantly higher compared to the one I was just in. Stamina's a little low, which makes him a little, in my opinion. This shell right here, health, stamina, it's well balanced, but both not really the best. This shell right here, I'm pretty sure stamina is significantly higher than the rest, but at the same time, health bar, it's like 2 or 3 hits and you're going to be coming out of your shell. And then Solomon Scholar, he is fairly well balanced, probably one of the better balanced characters in the game. Health bar pretty high, stamina pretty well balanced as well. And then this one is Hadern, the Deliverer. He's kind of the guy that you end up fighting to get a lot of the weapons or unlocking them in this game. Personally, I think his shell is okay. I love the Russian comment. Vast tech. Alright, cool. Appreciate it. But yeah, so, my personal opinion, I'm gonna go with this guy right here. His shell, to me, is just the best. At least whenever you play your first playthrough. Mainly because whenever you harden, you do not take damage. Second time you play through, you will begin to start taking damage when you're hardened, but it won't be a significant amount. And you probably could play through with him, especially with the health bar being as high as it is. So one of the more interesting, one of my favorite things to do in this game is I haven't done it in this playthrough, I'd forget, but my previous playthroughs, if you maximize the loot by playing it 10 times, then you can actually attract the enemies who are over there. You will hopefully get them. There you go. So you see how he's now approaching me to come start the fight. And that's very useful whenever you're at a distance. It's kind of more of a strategic playthrough. Sometimes, yeah, there's a little bit of delay right there. So this is the Axana, or Axatana, I forget what they call it, but it's probably one of my favorite weapons. Mainly you see it's pretty quick, very agile, and you can kind of go up on characters and really just 2 or 3 hits typically for these lower level characters. And I really just like the speed because I get frustrated with the game whenever I'm in the middle of an attack and I'm going to get hit rather than me delivering the hit. So that's really why I appreciate this one. It does have a different form, which I will show you after I kill this guy. So if you tap the R1, L1 buttons on your PlayStation controller, you can use it as an axe, which, as you can see, it's much slower. So you do have to take that into consideration. I'm actually going to go back to the katanas here, mainly just for speed. I think the axe gives you a better coverage, like if you have multiple enemies. But like I said, it is slower. I personally prefer faster attacks, so that might be just me. And everybody's gonna have their own unique playthrough as well. So actually, when I'm sitting down, that's kind of my favorite time to attack. I do sometimes struggle with aiming. Yes, you can actually attack when you're hardened. That is a fun part of the game that will actually help you kind of develop yourself. So you see these bear traps here. They are in my opinion, the worst part of the game. There's nothing worse than when you're in the middle of battle and you end up stepping on a bear trap. Especially this part right here really is bothersome because, you know, you have one right there, really hidden well behind this tall grass. So, you know, people oftentimes think, oh, I'll just go straight for them, and they end up getting caught in it. Right here, these two are very close together, and, you know, you'll be kind of in the middle of a fight. And so I'm hardened right now. I should be okay. I just really have to make sure I'm careful and wait for my harden to come back. So I will say this game is a lot about pacing. You know, the point of the game is not to rush into fights. I mean, clearly I've been rushing into a lot of these fights, but I consider myself to have a little bit more of experience. This is my third playthrough. And it is a very confusing game. So whenever you first, I hate the bow and arrow guys. You actually have to get super close to them before they stop shooting. Sometimes I go a little overkill with killing them too, just because I get a little frustrated. But yeah, there is lore behind the game. It's a little cryptic. You know, it's actually even hard to really figure out. Quite frankly, in my opinion, okay, the big guys are always a challenge. Gotta do a couple power attacks, and see. Okay, I guess I didn't kill that guy earlier. That's my fault. Yeah, this game, it really just drops you into the middle of everything. Frogs. Okay, that wasn't a frog, it was a rock. I guess I'm blind. But yeah, so, you know, this game it can be really challenging for first-time players because a lot of them struggle really trying to figure out what the story is, where they need to go, what they need to do. My best advice is don't necessarily worry about, you know, figuring out the game and what you need to do. Worry about developing your character, because that's really the hardest part of the game, in my opinion. So as you can see right there, I kind of used my harden to prevent an attack on me, and then once you get your timing down, so like, you know, you know how I kind of sway the back, axe on him, take his swing with the axe. So you kind of learn with certain characters, NPCs, they have certain timings. It's like this guy might jump at me. Yeah, see, and then you could evade. Or two, my first play is draw hard, and then I will jump. Sometimes I use the harden also to regain stamina, just because then you're safe. So there's a lot of tactic and, you know, reasonable, you know, strategy that can go into this game. That's the biggest thing I will say. Develop your strategy, not necessarily, you know, it's challenging in the fact that you want to be able to kill these people very quickly. Like, so this guy, you know, I haven't done a single damage. Sometimes they'll do that little yell harden on them. But now you can also target on your NPC. Oh. So, yeah, sometimes you can target on NPCs, they'll tell you how much health they have left. I find that useful whenever I'm, you know, getting to that point where I think they should be dead. But they... what in the world is going on with that guy? So this is just a massive toad. He doesn't really do anything other than give you different skins. If you feed him, which I don't think I have really anything to feed him. I guess I could feed him boiled frogs, which is kind of funny if you do it. I do not recommend doing it if it's your first playthrough or if you have anything really saved up. I don't really have anything to lose, so I might just feed him a boiled frog for fun. Just to show you guys what happens. And yeah, an army of like these poisoned frogs shows up. and that's what happens. So that's why you don't feed them the boiled frog. Doesn't really necessarily instantaneously kill you, but it's just one more thing you get to deal with on top of already frustrating. As you can tell, I've already lost a significant amount of health here. Great that I can make it back. That's my one complaint though. It sometimes takes a while for players to load, and when it does, you get sneak attacks like that. So it'll be 2 hits, and I'll go and attack. So I hardened. I should have locked on so I would have known. Just wasted a harden there. Yeah, this game is all about getting hard, That's the most important part in the gameplay. Just make sure you know when to get hard and how to use it. Once you know how to use the harden function in this game, honestly, it's really not too difficult. I will say with the PS5 haptic controller, this is really cool. So whenever you run over something like this, you'll hear that it makes that violin noise. But also on the controller, it'll actually vibrate as if I strummed the, not the violin, the, I think it's called a lyre, or lute. There we go. It's a lute, a simple lute. And so now I'll guns meander, avoid getting shot by arrows. I might kill a couple guys here. And I might be hard, just to prevent that from killing me. Wait till I get my hard skill. So I don't know if you saw, but whenever my health bar became a solid white color, that means that I now have my hardened ability back, and that's whenever I will go in and attack. Mainly because, then I have confidence. So this guy just kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Especially with the arrows up there. Let's see, that's the problem with this. So I might be able to, there we go. And these guys, sometimes these guys, they're relentless. They will chase you down, like, almost the whole entire map. So this guy over here I'm actually going to take out first. I should have taken the big guy out. No! So actually what I'm going to do here is use my... Probably didn't aim it well, but that's okay. Pretty much just took out 2 of them. Shoot. So actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to, if I can, I cannot. That's okay. I don't have enough. The yellow bars above your health bar are actually some of your special ability powers. They give you that capability to use special powers. Like I don't know if you saw where I kind of zoomed through those people. That's really one of the special powers that lets you do. So now that I have the full one eye, I will try to show you if I can. I'm terrible at this part. Is deflecting oncoming enemy attacks and then gaining health from it. Actually, it's useful. It's a very, very useful skill in my opinion, because you do not get a lot of additional health in this game, and so every little bit is helpful in my opinion. I always get stressed out when they're behind me because I can never tell where they're at. Flex attack, go in there with a couple of my own. And evade. So yeah, it's all about, really developing your strategy. So as you can tell, he's 1 hit away. Don't really feel comfortable doing their attacks because they're very unpredictable. Those attacks are very predictable, but I'll harden up on him. Give him a couple more attacks. Evade. If I can. There we go. Okay, so I did do it. So I don't know if you saw, but my health bar did go up. Okay, you got more Russians. Awesome. Don't know why they continue to comment interesting things, but it works. So yeah, that's pretty much a good basis for the game. I would say obviously I'm not anywhere near the beginner level anymore. There was a time where I was. I could actually restart the game if you guys would like me to, so I can show you. very frustrating part coming up here. Oh, he got so lucky right there. Wait for him to attack. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and just kill this guy. And evade. So he's one where the axe would actually probably be beneficial. I personally think that heavier weapons that do more damage are best used against bosses. And which sounds, you know, wild. You think that the bosses would actually be the most difficult players to fight against in the game. In my opinion, I think it's actually the mini, you know, the NPCs right here, like that guy. Mainly because of the fact that they can pile up very quickly. You know, it's not like you're just fighting one or two of them. You are really taking on, you know, multiple enemies at once. And they tend to just be more challenging in my opinion. Especially because in the boss fights, I personally will do this. Not saying that you guys have to, but I will save up a lot of my health, like the mushrooms that you pick up for the boss fight specifically, or the, you know, even tokens like that ornate token I'd probably would save just for a boss battle. The boiled frog I will also save for boiled boss battle. Oh, there we go. So whenever you do lose full health, that little piece next to your name, next to you, sorry, hold on, let me get back in my shell here. But yeah, so as you can see at the very left hand side of my health bar, there's a little circle with a red looking triangle. That is, okay, I can't use it in this playthrough, but so whenever I do this, that is kind of like parrying a oncoming attack. And that's like, as you saw earlier, I was able to gain health whenever I killed the enemy, or even just, you know, struck them. But to the left of that little circle with the red triangle, there's another circle, which was white earlier, now it's empty. That is your second chance ability. So as you saw, whenever I was at no health, I did lose my, you know, my shell, so I came out in my true form, which was that white, kind of lizard-esque character. And so this part's actually very frustrating because they will fall down, and so I kind of have to draw them out. But the good part is, once you kill them, they are dead as long as you do not go back and visit Sester Janessa. Once you visit Sester Janessa, then these enemies will respawn. You will come back with a second chance and full health. However, you will be losing that, you know, that progress that you made. So I do know, as you get further in the game, they actually do have a special map that lets you travel between the Sesters, which is really beneficial in my opinion. I clearly am not on that part yet with this playthrough. I've just been kind of honestly goofing off on this playthrough, and what I would say I'm doing currently is harvesting tar. And what tar is your form of payment or currency in this game. It is how you pay for certain things. So actually I'll go back to the castle over here, that way so you guys can see where, what, when, how, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Oh, there's the guy that fell down. Let's go kill him. At least respects it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to avoid getting shot best I can. I will say, if I had a map, or if this game did have a map, it would be significantly better in my opinion. It is oftentimes I get lost. This is, you know, even though it's my third playthrough, I still happen to get lost Like currently I don't really have a clear idea of where I'm going. I have a general idea, but not quite frankly. Well, see that's very close. You just kind of mindlessly run and you will run into those bear traps. So yeah, that's where I'm trying to go actually right there. You know, it's a fun, good game. It's not very relaxing at first. You will definitely struggle. Actually, that shell I showed you earlier, the one that was with the updated game, the one that you have to kind of, I guess the DLC for the game, Hadern. So this is Sester Janessa, and Sester Janessa, if you talk with her,
sift this.
You know, she'll say something cryptic if it's your first time, but clearly not my first time, so I'll sip the divine tar. You can afford certain things, so you know, these are all different abilities that you can get for your character by purchasing, and with that you can make your character really significantly better. This recollection of knowledge, in my opinion, is probably one of the best ones, the best abilities. Sorry, not that one. Recollection of death. And that is because if you kill 10 enemies, which you cannot Google apparently, I've tried it multiple times, but the number is 10. Once you kill 10 enemies, you do regain that second chance, which is, you know, in my opinion, almost one of the best, almost unbeatable abilities you can get in the game. So this is actually part of the DLC as well. This is the twin sister, or your twin sister. She is supposed to be, I guess they are, you know, supposed to be part of, you know, literally your sister, your twin. A little bit more cryptic here. So, you know, you can upgrade your weapons. These are all the weapons that you can get. You know, you have the hammer and chisel, which prior to the, I believe it's the Axatana, pretty sure is what it's called. The hammer and chisel was significantly, like, by far the best weapon in the game. Martyr's Blade, it's got distance, it's okay, very slow weapon. This is your go-to weapon when you first spawn in. A Hallowed Sword can be good. Smoldering Mace, it's okay. I personally am a big fan of having the, you know, speed. This is Hadern right here, or Hadron, however you want to say his name. He's the kind of boss that you fight with a lot of the weapons. You get a shell, and yeah, that's him. So one of the you know, more fun parts is that you can pet a cat, and with the haptic controller, it vibrates. It sounds like there's actually a cat there, which is cool. And you can go to this guy, and he will sell you.
Shall we? I'll gladly accept any tar as payment.
Yeah, he buys tar from you, or takes tar for, you know, whatever you want to get. So quenching acid is what I want to get because that enhances your weapons. I don't have enough tar. I probably could, but that's okay. So that's pretty much all I'm going to show you guys right now. I will hop back on later. Hopefully you enjoyed the little generic walkthrough here. And yeah, thanks so much, guys.